Hi everyone, thanks again for taking the time to listen to this video. This is going to be tip number 3 in our series of helping your employees work securely from their homes. This is in response to the COVID-19 crisis that's going on that's forced us all to work remotely for the most part, and we felt the need to make sure people have this information so that they can help keep their data and networks secure while their employees are working from home. You know, the best situation is for your employees to be using a company device from their homes that is monitored and protected by your IT company. This is the only way that we can be 100% sure that the devices they are using to access your network are protected and secure. However, in these times, we realize that we have had to be creative. We've had to get people working quickly in kind of in a frantic manner from their homes. And there has been a delay on shipping of laptops and things of that nature. So we've been unable to get the devices that we need for us to provide them with company devices to work from home. So we've kind of gotten creative, and a lot of people are working from home on their home devices, and they're working with an encrypted piece of software called either a LogMeIn or a Splashtop to remote back to their computer at the office and then work as if they're working from their computer at the office. The tips that we have been giving out are aimed at helping the home network become as secure as possible. We are urging and begging you to please listen to these tips and put them into practice if you are working for one of our clients from home from a home device. If you are an owner, a CEO of one of the companies that we work with, we are asking that you please have your staff listen to these videos and make sure that they are following these guidelines. This is the only way we can, make sure that your networks are secure. So today what we're going to be talking about is the updates and security patches and why they are critical. The way that we normally do this if we are managing the IT for your business is we have a maintenance agent that we put on the workstations and the computer and the laptops and the servers in your environment. And that agent is pushing the updates and security patches in the background while your users are working or during the evenings when they're at home to make sure that those devices are protected. And then also that those maintenance agents are reporting back to our office about vulnerabilities or problems with the computers and things that might occur. Obviously, a lot of these home computers do not have this capability, and so therefore we're reliant on the end user to make sure that their computer and all of the other devices and software and applications that are on their network are using the latest version of software and have the latest round of security updates. Cyber attackers are constantly looking for vulnerabilities in the software your devices use. And when they find those vulnerabilities, they use special programs to exploit those vulnerabilities, and then hack into your device. Meanwhile, the companies that created the software for these devices are hard at work fixing the vulnerabilities and then releasing the fixes as updates. Many of us will just ignore these updates because they often interrupt our flow of work, or they're a pain, they take a long time, and frankly sometimes these updates disrupt something in the network, and then our printer isn't working properly, or another application quit connecting to another application because of this update. And I understand that is an issue that sometimes does occur, but that does not make it okay for us not to have these updates and latest security patches on the computers, mobile devices, programs, and applications that we're running. It is essential. This is the way these companies help protect. They are always looking for when a hacker has found a vulnerability, and they're writing these updates and they're pushing them out for a reason. And we need to make sure that we are following those guidelines and getting those updates on our equipment. By ensuring that your computers and mobile devices and all the other applications you use are up to date, you make it much harder for someone to hack you. You should try to enable automatic updates whenever possible. And you should be doing this on any piece of technology that's connected to your network, including your TVs, your baby monitors, your security cameras, your home routers, such as your Wi-Fi that we talked about in an earlier video, your gaming consoles, and even your car has software that needs to be up to date. So we really want to make sure that's happening. Let me just talk a little bit about possibly pieces of software that are no longer supported by the vendor and the dangers of continuing to run such software. So for example, Windows 7, the Microsoft operating system, Windows 7, recently came to what they call end of support from Microsoft, which means Microsoft no longer is looking for hackers finding a vulnerability in their software and is no longer addressing these vulnerabilities as they become apparent. They have said we no longer support Windows 7 at all, which means they are not writing updates, they are not pressing security patches to that piece of software. So that operating system is vulnerable. And that is one reason why we at Cybertools did a major push last year to make sure that all people running the Windows 7 operating system updated to Windows 10 or replace their device with a new device that is running Windows 10. If you are running Windows 7, this is a vulnerability and it is a risk. And even your own home stuff that has nothing to do with your business is at risk if you're running Windows 7. We strongly urge you not to. Now, we do have a few businesses that have had the need to keep Windows 7 around for a little bit longer, either because they have also Server 2008 R2 is another Microsoft operating system that is no longer supported by Microsoft. And we have some businesses that have the need to keep those around just for a little bit longer because they're either working to gain their equipment or they have a piece of another application that doesn't work with the newer version, and so they're working through these details. And in those cases, we have gone to Microsoft directly and purchased some extended updates. They cost money instead of being free like they were before, and we've pushed them to those devices. So, if you are or have the need to run Windows 7 or Server 2008 R2, you really want to make sure you're buying that extended support to keep them up to date. Also, you may have pieces of equipment in your home or network devices that are no longer supported by the vendor, which is why we encourage you to replace your firewalls every 5 years, and or it might be sooner if the vendor quits supporting that device before its 5-year lifespan. You don't want to keep pieces of equipment around that aren't supported, because then they're no longer giving you the critical patches and security updates you need to keep your network protected. Now, I know this is disheartening because what it means to all of us is that we have to continue purchasing new product. And unfortunately, this is the reality of where we are. We think we can get about 5 years of life out of a computer, and usually that's about the same time an operating system or a piece of device. Some of them are 3 years. It just really depends on the device and the software and the vendor. But you really want to make sure that you are running up-to-date devices and supported versions of software. Okay, so that's my security tip for today, and I hope that you apply that advice and take it seriously. I really encourage you to just reach out to Cybertools if you have any questions, concerns. If you just, it's a free phone call. We're not charging anything, just to help people during this time. We really want people just to have the information that they need to be able to keep their businesses secure and running. This is already a very difficult time, and the last thing you want to be dealing with during this time is a ransom of your data or something like that. It just is going to really complicate things any more than they already are complicated. So anyways, thank you everyone. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you in the next post.